It took Issa Rae 12 years to make it from the YouTube creator all the way to the multimedia superstar. She leveraged YouTube platforms, she leveraged other social media, Kickstarter, Patreon, and eventually landed a runaway hit show on HBO. Issa built her personal brand in the creator economy, and in this video, you, a creator, entrepreneur, business professional, will learn how can you have your own personal moment, change your entire career, and maybe land your own insecure kind of project. Welcome to the TohirT channel. My name is Tahir, and let's do this. No, I did not make a mistake. Issa Rae is first and foremost a creator, a YouTube-based creator. Her misadventures of the awkward black girl was what later on landed the foundation for her hit show Insecure. This show was produced back in 2011. Issa Rae worked on this project together with her co-creator, classmate, and a friend, Tracy Oliver. You don't have to go too far into the series to spot those similarities. The special storytelling techniques that Issa used back in the awkward black girl days that she then later on introduced into the Insecure. And one would wonder, then why YouTube is not claiming her as one of those OG creators who really made it? And Issa Rae had a very good answer in this following segment.
A lot of people get called internet stars now because they came from the internet to have this massive success. You came from YouTube.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, you never get labeled as a internet sensation.
People do. People talk about
Really?
my YouTube upbringing all the time, and I'm not ashamed of it. I feel like I came from the internet, but I don't think that I wasn't a viral star, in that way. So in that way, I understand why I don't have that label, because I didn't have the millions of viewers and blah, blah.
You didn't have a TikTok dance?
No, I didn't have all that. I didn't, but I started on YouTube. But yeah, I don't mind. And a lot of people didn't know, honestly, that a lot of people's first introduction to me was Insecure, which is kind of dope to me.
Based on what I've seen so far in all the episodes of The Awkward Black Girl that I've watched, Issa Rae really honed her writing skills, her editing skills, her storytelling skills through working on this project. You can see how all of this hard work and dedication allowed her to build into who she is today. She also had to work hard to gain that word of mouth popularity. Her work through the social media on Instagrams, the Facebooks of the world, her work through the community building exercises, all of those uber important skills that she honed in a smaller environment allowed her to build the Hoorae production, the company that now she leverages to build her own community, to bring other creators like herself 10-12 years ago to help them build up forward and hopefully skip some of those steps that Issa had to work through on her own. A bit of a fast forward exercise, and now you saw the Kickstarter campaign that supported the rest of the season 1, the collaboration and work with Referrals to support season 2, a Shorty award, and eventually you can start seeing that path that led her from the creator economy back into the traditional media. Under normal circumstances, I would call this a step backwards. After all, not in the sense that I don't like HBO shows. I just think that traditional media is always the preceding step that then follows eventually for a creator to evolve into the creator economy. But this time around, this actually worked much better for Issa Rae, because let's face it, YouTube back in 2011, her management company, her close social circles, they would not have been enough to pull the heavyweights like Larry Wilmore, Prentice Penny, Melina Matsoukas into her own network. Those directors, producers, very talented showrunners were able to help her represent her vision on the big screen. For a black woman back then to have any support, to work on a show, develop a pilot, launch that pilot and greenlit it was already a tremendous challenge. But all those executives around her were the support networks that she really needed to land that HBO order for the first season. This is that old tale about some of us just needing that opportunity to shine and showcase what we're trying to deliver, the message and the story that we're trying to tell. And Issa Rae had a very special story to tell, to the credit of HBO, that other media companies probably would not have been too eager to jump on.
Continue to tell the stories that I felt were authentic until the right network came along, and that was HBO.
Happened to be HBO. No big deal.
HBO. Yes, they've been a great home.
And last but not least, who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am. Betting on black tonight.
To level set, here's some of the things that did not even exist before then, just to remind you what 2011 was like. But now fast forward to right now, and you can fairly ask, Tahir, wouldn't it be racist if I say I only support white creators? Yes, it would, but also you have to think about the scale of the issue on both sides of the spectrum. First and foremost, when you think about all the nominees, when it comes to Emmys, Golden Globes, Oscars, each one of the artists, directors, actors of color who've been nominated had to work 10 times harder to hit that spot. They did not have as many opportunities back in the day when they just started. They did not have all the support from similar looking executives who had similar kind of background, who related to them and helped them to propel them forward. We all would love to live in a world where the color of your skin does not reflect the chances of you succeeding in whatever occupation you partake in. But unfortunately, this ideal world, it does not exist anymore. We're slowly building towards that, and this is why The Insecure as a show made the impact that it did on so many people, and especially the creators all over the creator economy and in the traditional media.
And I can go home and tell my daughter about her. Today, I get to say, Gail, sit down with Issa Rae again, a woman that looks like you, that talks like you, and walks like you. And she started online making film about something that she identifies with, and now she is one of the biggest movers and shakers in her industry.
From the cultural representation to the normality of the day-to-day life of the people of color, to even the colors themselves in the show, all of those things made an impact on the way Insecure is representing the entire subset of people and individuals who've never been represented like this before. I bet we're going to be talking about the show 10 to 20 years from now. It also gave an opportunity to directors, screenwriters, and actors who we've never seen before to represent themselves, to showcase their skills, to build up their resume that now allows them to get high-level jobs as showrunners, writers, creators, directors on other major projects. We will have this class of alumni of Insecure now slowly spreading their influence across all other mediums. And finally, for the audience, they saw a representation of their culture on screen. I spoke about in this video back in the day about how I found a lot of the representation of my culture in Rami, and similarly to them, they saw themselves on the screen for probably one of the first times. Yet again, you might say, hey, this is not the first time individuals of color were represented in HBO TV shows. That is true, but as Denzel Washington puts it in this following segment about his own project, it's not about the color of the skin, but rather about the stories that those people can tell better than anyone else.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color, it's culture. I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference. So it's the culture.
Unfortunately, Insecure completed its run this year, but Issa Rae is just getting started. She already started to work and converted her Patreon behind the Hoorae production company to enable a platform what is essentially for the creators of color to go mingle together, work on each other's project, maybe participate in the short film festivals that Issa Rae hosts. Observing how Issa Rae works on some of her projects as she discusses her process, observing Issa Rae talking to other creators, other big media celebrities about their own project, participate in the Discord discussions that hopefully elevate everyone's skills and awareness of some of the issues that they face. Hoorae also inked a major deal with Warner Media that owns HBO to start developing more projects like the upcoming Rap Shit that is essentially the first of many projects that I'm sure we'll see from Issa Rae's company, and also the opportunity for even more creators of color and other cultural representations to show up and show off what they're capable of on the big screen and on a platform like HBO. Issa Rae is doing a great job leveraging her experience back from growing the show, the awkward black girl show, from developing the community around her original idea, to then developing the project for a company like HBO, all the life experience that she gained between LA, Maryland, her native Senegal. Her story continues to evolve, and thankfully she leverages all of that development, all of that growth and the resources to impact as many creators like herself 12 years ago as she can today.
It's a celebration of all that we can do and all the different ways that we can tell these stories.
Now imagine how you, whether you're a professional, you're an entrepreneur, you're working on your own small business idea, your own creative project, you can repeat the playbook that Issa Rae developed. You can think about the ways that you can develop the community around your ideas, the community around your projects, the community about the values that you share, whether it's regional or global. A lot of the opportunities are there. You have the platforms, you have the tools. The only excuse that you can have is the lack of hard work or the lack of dedication and that hunger to develop the idea that will really change your life. Clearly, Issa Rae had the hunger She had minimum access to the platforms back in 2011 and she made it work, and now 12 years later she's leveraging even bigger set of tools. And yes, she's still an awkward black girl, but at this point on and for the coming 10, 20, 30 years, I believe we're gonna see a lot more of that social impact, a lot more of that creative impact, and a lot more cooler, hopefully fun projects like the one the Insecure was for us. And frankly, Awkward Black Girl, or Misadventures of the Awkward Black Girl, became for me once I got into this show after I discovered someone like Issa Rae. So thanks to YouTube, I guess.
Am I the only one who pretends I'm in a music video when I'm by myself?
Have you ever heard about Issa Rae? Did you even watch The Misadventures of the Awkward Black Girl? And who are other creators or media professionals who made the jump from the traditional media to the creator economy and back, or from the creator economy to traditional media and back? Share your thoughts and ideas or the names in the section below. I enjoy finding these kind of stories. I enjoy discovering very non-traditional routes to what we still call traditional media. I still call traditional media, actors, creators, directors, producers, because it's fun to see that a lot of tools and platforms that are available to all of these teenagers, to all of the young adults, and to all of the adults or even elderly people today, enables them to create and carve their own very unique path through the entire industry of their choosing. And if you're curious about similar kind of stories, you're curious to learn more about the creator economy or similar kind of inspirational stories, there are plenty of them on this channel, because I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video with some of your friends, here are a few videos for you to enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.